He's coming to a lot of people that I don't know if he feels he doesn't need to discuss things with me the way that he's talking to other people about them. I mean, he's there all the time, and maybe that's the difference between me and everyone else, is that he's got to specifically make contact with someone in a dream in order for them to know he's there. With me, he's there all the time, so he doesn't come to me and tell me, how I should do something, what I should do, or give me ideas for anything. It's just, he doesn't.
Dream about Skott, that we were together in his brand new apartment, and it was like brand new construction, new everything. He was showing me around, and he was all happy and cheerful and showing me, wow, this is my brand new place, isn't it great, this is so wonderful. And then in the middle of the dream, I'm remembering, oh, I forgot, I'm supposed to be sad because Sandy died. And then there was a really interesting aspect where Skott was showing me these walls that Sandy had painted before she died. And it was the most amazing paint treatment I had ever seen. It was as if somebody had put a mood ring on a wall, and it was undulating all these really beautiful opalescent colors. I've never been to their house, but I thought it was interesting that I had gone to the realm where he was, and in his new life, he's not the one who died. She was gone. He wasn't. He was there. Well, I thought with Skott being Skott that it was sort of a great Viking kind of heavy metal crossing over.
Several nights after the fire, I couldn't understand why he was taken. I just keep thinking Skott was a wonderful, terrific person. I loved him to death. I did. He was just, it was also a hero worship. I can tell that is a definite. And I just couldn't understand why someone so wonderful and terrific in this world could be taken from us. I'm going to get emotional on you, I don't mean to, but there's so many horrible, terrible people in this world that do so many bad things. And he had to be taken from us. So I called up my husband and I just kept saying, I was hysterical. Why? Why? Just someone answer me why he was taken. He was just so good and so kind. There was no need for this. And, my husband tried to calm me down and said, we'll never know why. So, I had a dream that I was sitting on the couch and he was on my love seat. And I said to him, the same thing. I was crying. I was like, Skott, why? I just want that answered. And he said, I'm very old. He said, I'm not body-wise. He said, but spirit-wise, soul-wise. He said, I'm very, very old. He said, I've lived many, many lifetimes. And we had, discussed that prior, because I know we had. And I said, I know you are. And he said, well, Stephen has a very dangerous job. And I said, I know he does. And he said, well, he's outlived his last several guardians, angels. He said they just couldn't handle what he has to go through. He said, and they called in the big guns. And he said, don't you worry about it. He said, I've got him covered. I got his back. He says, I'm there to protect him. And I woke up. And then I never told Sandy that because she was dealing with so much, and I didn't want to upset her. And I didn't say anything to her about the dream. And then several weeks had gone by, and something had come up with my son in school, and I was very upset, and I said to Sandy, we were emailing back and forth, and I said, I don't know, I'm worried about Cody and the reactions from the school, and, he's going to a school they consider themselves upper class, and, we're the tattoo freaks in the neighborhood, the biker people, And I said, and I'm worried about Cody and how he's going to blend in, and she sent me an email back that I still have and I still treasure. She said that when she was typing to me that everything was going to be okay, she felt Skott over her shoulder. And she said he kept insisting that she type to me, I've got the big guy covered, the little one won't be a problem to add. And she had no idea what it meant. I never told her about my dream, and, she said it, and it was just, So he's got the big guy and the little guy covered now.
A few days after Skott died, I had this dream, and it was held up in King Richard's Fair, and Skott was there, and he had a booth, and he was doing tattoos. But in this dream, see, Skott always hated those blue vinyl gloves that he had to wear. But in the dream, he did not have to wear that. He did not have to watch out for anything sterile. And he just had me lay on a ground. And he wiped away the burrs because he said those would hurt like hell in your ass if they got stuck there. I can feel the blanket and everything. And in that dream, he was giving people Novocaine so that they would not feel the tattoo. And he took his time, because his wife wasn't there to tell him. And I was there because if anyone called him, he would go and would say, well, the Novocaine was wearing off. So he'd hit me with another shot of Novocaine. And then, it just kept going on and on and on. Maybe an hour, 2 hours went by, and then he finally made his way back to me, and, but I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, and I called his wife, Sandy, right away, and she just laughed and laughed and laughed. She said, oh my gosh, that sounds just like him. Yeah.
And Skott started coming to me in dreams when I started entertaining the idea of getting another tattoo. And I had this dream where Skott and I were talking, and he said, if you don't want to get another tattoo because you're not ready, that's one thing, but don't stop getting them because I'm not here. And he took out a piece of paper and showed me a design I wanted to add on to the dragonfly that I have on my back, and I wanted a lotus, and I wanted the dragonfly flying out of the lotus, and he handed me a design that was very similar to the ideas that I was thinking about in my head. In the dream, I had discussed having more dragonflies flying down my back with a big lotus, flying out of a big lotus with the symbol for Om in the center. And he drew it up and he handed it to me and he said, do it. It's going to look great.
I think it's, like I said, because I think he knows that I know he's always around, because I can tell that he's always around. But I'm not the least bit surprised that he's coming to other people the way that he is, because he was quite the busybody when he was alive. So he's apparently not dropped that at all.